What's up, and welcome to the Conjecturing Podcast. I'm your host, Laura, and joining me today, we've got Rob.
Oh, hey, everybody. I'm just eating a hot dog over here.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't that scare you, Laura? I'm eating a hot dog.
I could have guessed 100 things that you would have done just now, and that would have not been on the list.
That wouldn't be one of them?
Why?
No. Why? Because there's a giant hot dog spread in this movie we're doing tonight. God damn it.
There is.
I just think
Okay.
It's the highlight of the movie for me. Come on. Give me a break. Everybody wants a fucking hot dog,
hot
right?
dogs are always your highlight.
I know, right?
Oh,
Hmm?
my God. Okay, and we got Greg.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
eating
also
a hot
here.
dog?
Greg, what are you
No.
eating, Greg?
I had hot dog earlier, but
You had
I'm
hot dog
not
earlier?
finished. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Should
I
I
mean, I
keep
would
eating
like a
this,
hot
or-
dog.
Oh, you want it? Okay.
Yeah.
all right. Mhm.
Laura,
Okay.
Oh, wait. How'd you make it?
What do you mean, how did I make it? Like,
How did
boil
you
it in
cook
water,
the-
or like...
Did you do that?
Do you
Did
want me to
boil it
be
in-
truthful, or do you want me to lie?
I want you to be
How do you
truthful.
prepare your
What'd you
gluten?
do?
Is what
I
we
just
wanna know.
microwaved it. I just microwaved it.
Oh.
Ooh.
Look, I'm a type of person. I grew up eating cold hot dogs. We just ate cold hot dogs. My wife has that same look when I tell her these things.
Oh.
So like to me, I don't even really need to cook a hot dog, but I'll throw it in the microwave for like a minute and 20 seconds,
Rob.
and then it's cooked. Like it's fine.
I
right?
like really want to middle name you right now. What's your middle name?
hot dog.
Rob Hot Dog.
Laura's on one tonight. She's on one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am on one.
Laura's a weapon.
Oh yeah. hmm She's ready to
And
go.
that's the movie we're doing tonight. Woo!
Spoiler alert.
I always
Weapons,
wait for one of you to
weapons.
drop it for me. Yeah. 2025 Weapons.
Another new
I'm
movie
very
we're doing.
proud of us. I know. Exactly. I love it. I'm pretty
It's cool.
excited.
It's cool. Yeah. I'm
We have a
digging
lot
on
of new movies.
Yeah,
coming in, I
I'm
think.
like really digging like doing new movies with you guys. Like it's cool doing like
Yeah.
old movies like that we've all seen or people all know of or are, like classic. But I'm like really digging like doing new movies. It's just like I don't know, it's funner. It's like more like energetic and like modern,
Mhm.
of course.
Well, it helps
like
when
it.
the movies are actually freaking good. Like,
Yeah,
we
I
had a
guess
that's- Yeah.
lull several years ago where like new horror movies were, I wouldn't say they were bad, but like I'd say in the last 12 or 14 months, they've just been banger after banger. So like, I mean,
That's
look, this
true.
one, we'll have to debate that, how you
Yeah.
feel about it. I thought this was a banger, but like, it's just that the last year, it's just been so many good new movies. I mean, you can't not get into them. Otherwise, you're
Yeah.
going to be waiting years to talk about it. So, you know,
Sure.
we don't wanna do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
We are lucky. Yeah. Okay, so real quick about this movie. Main stars, Julia Garner, who I love. I was a huge Ozarks fan. Did you guys watch
Same.
that show?
Oh, so
tried-
good.
Oh.
Is that the one with Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I tried starting it. I remember Laura, you recommended it, and I tried it, and I was like, "This is just Breaking Bad in the woods." I was like,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
and I stopped.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just like was like, oh, okay. Like I feel like I've seen the story, and I just like stopped watching it. But
She
You
steals
should
the
have kept
show.
going.
You should've
Yeah,
kept going.
she
okay,
does.
okay, all right. I'll have to get
There's
back.
I
Yeah.
always like, there was a time, I think a year or two ago, where there was that quote from the show where she goes, if you're gonna, wait, I'm gonna butcher it. She goes, if you want to stop me, you're gonna have to,
You have to fucking
Yeah.
kill me.
and that's gotta be the
Mhm.
rawest TV quote I've ever heard in my life. I love it. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it just shows how good of an actress she is. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's got range. She also has that famous quote from the show where she goes, I don't know shit about fuck. And it's hilarious because Josh Brolin is also in this movie. And there is a pretty popular image of him circulating the internet right now. He is wearing a shirt with her face on it that says, I don't know shit about fuck.
Wow,
And he was
that's
wearing it to
love
the
it.
weapons set.
Oh,
that's
pretty
great.
so
crazy.
good.
Wow.
Yeah, the
Okay.
two of them, you know, like they're basically the main characters of this movie. And then Amy, is it Madigan? Oh God, I'm gonna do this again. Amy Madigan.
hmm
Mm-hmm. That seemed about right.
Yeah.
Gladys.
Oh, that's right. I didn't realize who she was until like somebody said later on she's from Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where I remember
And I
her
was like,
from.
oh, because she looks so
Yeah.
familiar to me. But I mean, even though she has a
Mhm.
lot of makeup on, I was like, God, she looks familiar. And then like later on, somebody was like, oh, she's the mom from Field of Dreams. I'm like, oh my God, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely didn't recognize her at all in this movie. It wasn't until after when I saw her photo and I was like, oh my God. And then I put two and two together.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this movie, Weapons, was directed, written, and produced by Zach Krager, who also did Barbarian, which
A
was
barbarian
probably
guy.
oh, I mean, that was one of my favorite movies to not only watch with you guys because we watched it together.
We
We watched it
together,
together.
yeah.
That's right. We
Mhm.
watched it together. We did the review. I loved Barbarian. I think I loved it
I did too.
more than the masses. I think. I mean, it had
Yeah.
like mostly positive reviews, but
Yeah.
I think
Most
Weapons
people loved
has.
it.
But Weapons is doing better than Barbarian did.
Yeah.
So
I know.
it'll
I
be
was trying to
interesting.
remember if I really liked Barbarian or if I just liked watching it with you guys.
Or did
You know what I
like
mean?
Justin Long?
Well, of course, Justin Long.
Yeah.
Anything with Justin Long is like great. Give it an extra star. I always give it that extra long star.
Well,
but
I
I
thought you
couldn't.
actually liked it. I thought
Weapons
you
got
genuinely
an
loved
extra
that
star
movie.
then.
He's in it. Yeah, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I would have liked it no matter what. Because it was kind of bonkers. But
Yeah.
So yeah, great director though.
Yeah, it sounds. I didn't realize that he came from the comedy world. He's not.
Yeah.
These are like the only two horrors he's ever done, I believe. So
Yeah, he's very like Jordan Peele-esque. Like he comes from a
Yeah.
comedy background and then
Right.
likes horror, so he kind of mixes them together.
Mm,
Yeah. Mhm.
interesting. Well, that's the only fun facts I have. I'm keeping it short and sweet. I'm actually going to make Greg walk through the plot tonight because after I saw this movie, I walked out of the theater and I quote said, "I'm not fucking doing this movie. You're doing it."
Do you just think there's so much going on that you can't follow it, or why?
No, I follow it just fine. I
Oh.
think that
So it's
it
you
was
don't
long.
care to do it. You don't care to do it.
It was a long movie.
Yeah.
I
It was
actually
definitely
think
a Justin Long movie. Yeah,
it was a
This
Justin
okay with
Long
me.
movie. I just feel like, well, one, I think my opinion's going to come through. I try really hard when I walk through the plot to just tell you guys the plot and then I'll comment on it. I don't think I can do that with Weapons. And also, I'm making Greg do it as punishment because he and I quote, these are the two texts I received from Greg before I saw this movie. The first, I have it written down here.
Which
First
I
one
will
says,
stand by. I don't know what I said, but I will stand by it.
I know. So the first one was, "Yo, guys, go see it in theaters like tomorrow." Wow. Okay.
Yes.
High
Here's
bar.
what's stand
High
by
bar.
it.
Okay. All right.
Actually,
Got
I want to revise that. I want to say, I wish I would have said "see it now," "see it yesterday." So go on.
See it the moment you read this message.
Right.
Yeah.
The second one, and this is the one that you shouldn't have said to me, was, "I can honestly say it was the best horror movie I've seen in the theater since Paranormal Activity."
Bingo.
Wow. These are high
Bingo.
bars. These are high bars.
No.
Bingo. This
That-
is senior night at the retirement center. Bingo. Hell yes. B to the I to the NGO. Yes, I still stand by
Yeah.
that.
So my husband and I both told our work, oh, they're not listening, that we were going to an appointment because we're like, we got to run out and see Weapons in theaters. We can't wait till streaming. We got to do it. And I was like, look at all this stuff Greg's telling me. Oh my God. And then we saw it in a dead silent theater with a bunch of other people that didn't make a peep. And then I walked out. I was like,
Really?
huh. We all left
Rob,
kind of just
oh my
like,
God.
Yeah, it's crazy. Me and Greg, we saw this together. Greg, I guess you watched it first, right? And then you told us all to watch it and everything like that. And then we went together. And our theater definitely was not quiet.
It was like raucous.
But that was like, we'll get into it, but that's kind of like a negative for me, though. My theater experience. A bit. But we'll get into it.
So anyway, I felt a little trolled. So I was like, I'm gonna make Greg do it.
That's terrible. So like, I totally understand that actually. Like, and we've actually talked about the concept of hyping up a movie and then like setting an expectation. I know I shouldn't have done it. I don't know if it would have changed anything for you, like maybe slightly, but like we definitely recognize like that's a thing, right? Like where if I would have told you this was a horrible movie, maybe your bar would have been lowered. I don't know, but it's
hype train's hard to factor.
But you know, Greg, it wasn't just you; it was the whole internet. I mean, this movie, and I know we keep saying this. Every movie gets this label now, but like, this is the scariest movie of all time. It's the most horrifying thing you're ever gonna see. So like, I didn't know what I was getting into, and I don't want to like go into it right now, but I think I just thought what I thought I was getting into from the beginning. The change did not make it scarier. Like
Right.
finding out what was happening, I was like, oh, okay. But let's jump in. I am pitching you the ball.
All
Thank
right,
you.
let's get into it.
So
Is this scary, Laura? Is this scary?
Yeah, Rob just...
You have more hot dogs, no?
It was like you started all slow and like kind of sexual, and then all of a sudden you just shoved it in your mouth.
Well, that's how I do it. So
Rob's like, you got 5 minutes to get to the point, and then we're shoving things in mouths.
Oh man.
yeah, you could.
And here's it. When I first heard about this movie, it was through the trailers, and I was absolutely intrigued. It has a great hook, and it's basically like at 2:17 in the morning, 17 children, I think it was 17 children, suddenly stood up, walked out of their home, and ran off, and they became lost, and no one could find them ever again. The only connecting fact is that they were all a part of a teacher's classroom, and the teacher has no idea what's going on. And literally, that's all you're meant to understand as part of the trailer. And right away, that hook is fascinating to me.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I was in. That's a really good story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is. It's a good, and I heard that Zach Cregger, that's literally what he started. He didn't know how the movie was going to end. He just started with that and just ran with it, which is like pretty wild to like just go, let's build a movie off of a hook. But what I thought was actually cool was the one thing they didn't mention in the trailer, which was kind of like a surprise reveal, was that there actually was one child in the classroom that didn't, that wasn't lost, that didn't run away, and no one knows why. So I thought that was actually kind of brilliant because you got a little bit of the hook just to like purchase a ticket to watch the movie, and then you find out a little bit of a plot twist on that. And basically, the way that the movie is structured, and I only want to spend like a minute or two on each of the chapters, like which kind of like follows a character because we have limited time here. But every chapter like circles back to like just a shared moment from a different angle. So like Justine, who's the teacher, her chapter ends where she's like suspicious of the one kid that survived. Like, does he have something to do with the disappearance of all the other children? Then it goes to like Josh Brolin's character, who's the dad of one of the children who gets lost, and it overlaps on that. But instead, it focuses more on like his grief and him trying to like problem solve. Like, where did my child run to? And he starts looking over footage, and then it goes to I
think Paul
and James. Paul's the cop, James is the druggie, and they have this like hilarious kind of like back and forth, but it follows the same window, and how it ties into the mystery. And then it goes into Marcus, who's the principal, and of course Gladys, who we'll talk about at the end. So like, what did you guys think of the structure? Like, this is completely different from like the way that most horror movies are done, because usually what you get is like you unfold the plot of the movie, but literally this movie started off with like a little musical montage, and they told you they told you the whole plot within the first couple of minutes. They like narrate it, and then they tell you the rest of it afterwards. Like, what did you guys think of that?
Well, I thought it was super creepy just the way the movie starts with like the little kid talking. It sounds like a little girl to me. It could be a little boy telling the story of like what's happening in 217. These kids did this. And then it's pretty much showing the trailer. It's showing like all the trailer images of these kids like running out of their houses. Like you said, it has like a whimsical kind of like music playing. It's still creepy, but childlike. And they're running down the street and everything. And then... So I thought,
way they run, the
way they run is like all crazy, but I liked it. I liked that opening. The child telling the story kind of made it eerie to me. So I liked that initial opening, though. What about you, Laura?
Yeah, I really liked how this movie was set up, for sure. I liked the chapters. I loved the beginning. You know, my issues don't come, I think, until the end. But as far as the chapters go, I really liked it. I think the problem is that it starts off very strong, right? It starts off with Justine, the teacher. I mean, I am like so in. I'm eating my popcorn. I am like focused. And then we get Archer's character. And I mean, oh my God, like you said, Greg, kind of the shift because this is his kid. That's more of what I wanted to see.
Like a parent perspective.
I wanted to see characters that actually had something to do with these children. And so when then we spend 2 chapters on people that have nothing to do with it, I'm starting to get a little like, okay, like we're reversing through the story, and I'm like, this isn't giving me anything I need to solve this mystery.
Is it not though? Because yeah, okay, go on, Rob.
No, I'm just gonna say like they eventually are intertwined into the story. That's why they have a chapter.
Sure, they're there. They're there for a scene. Yes, correct. But
they're there for the climax.
Really?
Like they're part of the climax. Like they have to be introduced. I mean, do you need to know more about Paul? Like he's probably the least one to me where I'm like, okay, I don't really care about Paul that much. But he has a connection to
the
Justine.
junkie, you don't need anything. He doesn't even,
okay.
If you removed his character,
no.
it wouldn't change the story at all.
Well, we're going to get an argument right now because, like, honestly, he was my favorite character in the whole movie.
His actual character was great. Yeah. Let's stick him in a different movie where it makes sense to have him.
No,
I loved him.
He was great. I loved him in this movie. I thought he was like awesome and funny and like fucking the mannerisms he has. Like he was great. But I thought he fit in this movie perfectly. Yeah, he doesn't have a connection to the kids initially. But like we're gonna get to later on, like in the movie, like he's the one that finds the damn kids.
Right.
So like, of course that's why he's intertwined in this, because he's the one that finds them.
Yeah. You know?
And like Paul's in this just because I think his connection with Justine being like an ex-girlfriend, I think at the point or something like that, or a booty call. I don't know.
Or both,
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I've got more to say, but let's do this.
All right, cool. So like
we're gonna be here all night.
The movie's like basically broken into like just a small handful of chapters, like following different characters. Like you said, Laura, it starts off with Justine. She's the teacher. She has no idea why her kids just suddenly disappeared. Like, can you imagine being a teacher of a classroom and in your school only the students in your class just disappeared? Like the pressure and stress of like, did you kidnap these kids? Did you tell them something? Like, I understood that tension from the trailer. I think that's what really drew me to this movie, was like trying to put myself in her shoes and being like, man, if you're her, how do you respond to that? Like the way that statistics add up, information adds up, like you're the culprit, right?
Yeah.
And so they focus on that early in the movie, and I think she handles it. I mean, however we would handle it, was like, I don't know.
Vodka.
She's drunk all the time. Yeah. She definitely handles it the way I would handle it.
Mm-hmm. When I saw her grab that second bottle, I don't know why I thought of you, Laura. I thought like, oh wow, that's Laura. Laura's grabbing the second bottle. Yeah.
If I was in that situation, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would just, I don't know, like, so they basically, they play it off as if like they investigate her and they clear her of all charges. She has an alibi and they don't know why the kids are missing. So I think I had a little bit of an issue in the beginning of like the plausibility of, like, so the narrator says that this was a story that didn't make national headlines, but I feel like in today's age, if like 17 children like went missing from a classroom, like the whole world would know about this, and everybody it wouldn't be just a small town investigation left up to like a couple of cops. But like, I don't know why I let that go.
I think she said something in the little kid narration of like saying that like the police force covered it up after the fact, but that wouldn't eliminate like people on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it would just get out there. But I mean, there has to be a little.
Did you guys?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot probably everything Laura's going to bicker at in this episode. It's something to me where I'm just like, oh well, I'm not going to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, there's plot holes. I actually didn't even notice that, to be honest. That wasn't one of
you
them.
added another one, great to Laura. Oh no.
I think the one that Laura probably might mention, which I felt like when we were in the theater, everybody had this collective sigh when she decided to like. So she goes through this like grieving period where, I mean, like your students are in a lot of ways, like your children in some way. I mean, not like your children, but you care for them in that way. I mean, I have a family member who's a teacher. I know people who are teachers. Rob, obviously you do. Like your students are sort of like your children. So if they just all went missing, you would feel so depressed at that, right? So she has a connection to them, but she tries to convince the principal to talk to the lone survivor because she feels like a lone survivor herself. And he's like, absolutely not. Like, he's the last person that you want to talk to. Stay away from him. You're already suspicious as it is. You're being ostracized. Like, no needs to see you talking to the sole survivor. Like, stay away. Right? Like, even a month after the investigation concluded, she's back in school. But then she, like, wants to talk to him, and she follows him home
like
from
stalking
school,
him, yeah.
stalking him, and everybody in the theater was like, "Oh, like, don't do that!" Like that part felt a little bit weird. I don't know if you guys
She honestly makes a lot of dumb decisions in this movie, you know. And I'm not saying it's a dumb decision based on like reality. Like, I mean, like if I was in that situation, I maybe would do the same thing. Like like you said, you're going through grieving processes. You feel like ostracized, like you feel alone. You want to just connect with like the one person that is also grieving with this. Like you care for this kid. I don't know, maybe then, but I definitely was in the theater being like, oh my God, she's not fucking trying to follow this kid
if
right
someone sees her following this kid, she's going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, and believe it or not, I wasn't even going to talk about this, but you guys are bringing it up. So
Oh my God, Greg, we're just adding to the fire.
You are, because these are all the things I'm letting go. But no, this was maybe the biggest plot hole of all time, because if this happened in real life, whether she suggests it or not, that kid and his parents would have been in hundreds of hours of interviews with the police, with media. The police would have been in their home. They would have searched their home multiple times.
They did do all this.
I mean, they like say they did, but then when you go back on the timeline, did they really?
Well,
they showed it.
His parents were already. So they're oh, she just covered it all up.
No, they showed it though towards the end of the movie. Like, I mean, like I don't know how we're supposed to linearly get through this without correcting Laura.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Like, so I want to.
I think you're thinking of something else.
I feel like my name is Zach. I feel like my name is Zach Kreger. I'm like defending this movie like it's mine. Goddamn.
So basically, in Justine's timeline here, so we're looking at the event a month later. The police have tried to look for the kids. They can't find them. Kids are let back into the school. Life moves on while the police are still investigating. So while she follows Alex home, he's a lone survivor. She feels like something's off. So she sort of like she walks around to the back gate that's, sort of left unlocked. And she noticed like newspaper covered.
Yeah, all the windows are like covered up. Yeah.
So like, obviously that's a red flag. Like we find out later that the FBI or whoever else have already investigated and already talked to the parents, and they've already dismissed Alex and his family as like a possible threat or reason why these kids are missing. So a month has passed, and she's here, and there's like an eeriness about it. And I thought this was like the best first jump scare. She kind of she peers through the window, and this is one thing I really enjoy about this movie. And we'll talk about a couple of other instances. They make really great use of like shadow and silhouettes. Mm-hmm. In the background. So she peers through the window. She sees two silhouettes just on the couch, and it's his parents, we come to find out, and they're just sitting there and just not moving. And for some reason, that's absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that was scary. That was scary.
Yeah, I mean, we forgot to talk about the actual first jump scare is when she's home alone in the beginning after she gets her vodka, and she goes home and somebody's banging at her door.
Yeah.
We don't know who it is, blah, blah, blah. Like the banging is a little bit of a jump scare. You get a little bit of that. But then she goes to bed at night, and it's like eerie and dark. It's very, like Greg said, paranormal activity. It's like the darkness and shadows.
Don't compare these two movies. Oh my
I'm not. I'm just saying it's like a dark bedroom scene. That's as far as I go to the comparison. But like you're just trying to see like what's there, and your eyes are trying to focus in the hallway. I mean, I don't know why. Who sleeps with their door open? I always shut my door at night. That's fucking weird. But and then so like it's like you're looking dark and you're like trying to focus on the screen, and she's like, okay, there's nothing there. And then she lays down, and then the camera like tilts to the ceiling, and you see like just this like quick. In the moment, I remember being like a clown. Like it looked like a clown on her ceiling, and it has like, of course, the kind of typical like horror, like super loud like screech or super loud tone, and you're just like, oh, and she screams, and that was the first jump scare. And I remember in the theater being like, holy shit, like it was frightening. I mean, it was a great cut. It was super creepy.
I think that's another thing they do well in this movie is they get you focusing on one thing, and of course. You're going into this, you're watching a horror movie, so you're always expecting when's the jump scare going to come, but somehow they make it to where it doesn't feel artificial.
Yeah.
And like the first half of this movie until Gladys is introduced, you get these like flashes of her, and she's already horrifying as it is. I mean, take a look at my background there. Look at that beauty. The
I
registered
mean,
beautician.
She looks like she can take down some hot dogs. I don't know.
Yeah. So like,
She does.
I think so. In this first part where we're still following Justine, the teacher, and trying to like get closure and find out what's going on, it's like probably my favorite moment in the entire movie, actually. And this is where I feel like watching it in the theater was just a freaking treat. She's like sort of stalking this child, right? Just trying to find out what's going on. She finds out where he lives, and she parks.
Oh, this is the night scene?
street.
Is this the night scene, Greg? Where
The night scene.
Where she's doing a stakeout?
Yeah, like laid out. Like
Oh God. Okay, so this is part of my theater problem here. So like, she followed the kid home. She looked in the window. She saw a creepy outline of people. She doesn't know what it is. So she's staking out this house at night. It's nighttime. She's putting vodka in a 7-Eleven cup. She's like drinking, and then it cuts to it's nighttime now, and she's asleep in her car. And then the camera pans over to, and I have to give Zach Cregger a lot of credit. The directing, the cinematography in this movie is fucking great. I mean, it's beautifully done. I love it. Absolutely. So the camera pans over and it does the shot of the house that we're looking at, Alex's house. And it just waits and waits and waits. And you're just like waiting with anticipation of like, what are we waiting for? Mm-hmm. And then the door slowly opens. Now it opens in just black doorway. And I'm just like, wow, this is cool. Next thing you know, this fucking lady comes out. You don't know who it is, but she comes out. Her hair is a mess. She's, as Laura just did,
like waddling.
Waddling like.
But she has a knife.
She has scissors.
Well,
scissors in her hands.
I mean, I thought it was a knife too.
And
it
so
looked like a knife. This
is a part where I watched this movie in the theater, and I also watched it like at home by myself. So in the theater, when we saw this scene, I was locked in, and I'm like, wow, this is so fucking eerie. But when the lady started walking, the theater erupted in laughter. Mm-hmm. And it threw me off because to me, I'm like, was this scene supposed to be funny? I was getting like PTSD from watching Trap. So I'm like, is this a funny movie now? Like, is this not? Did M. Night write this scene? Like, what's fucking happening right now? So like, it threw me off in the theater when people were laughing because I didn't think this was a funny scene. I thought this was like a creepy, scary, like eerie scene to me. But I mean, I get why they were laughing. Just the way she was walking was like so over the top. Did you laugh in this scene, Laura? Greg?
No, I was so horrified by it. I was like, oh my God, this is scary. She's scaring me.
There's a couple things that are happening. One, I think, objectively, it's a horrifying moment. Mm-hmm. But also what's happening is the first time I watched this movie in the theater, it was different than when you and I watched it, Rob, in the theater. The first time I watched it, everybody was like, you had this like collective like gasp. Everyone was like,
exactly. Mm-hmm.
There wasn't the laughing that happened in the second one, but I understand it because it's like, you guys know when you go to these like Halloween Haunt or Fright Fest, like, horrified mazes, the way that people cope with being scared is by trying to call out the horror and laughing at it and like creating a sense of levity so it doesn't like get to them. So we actually experienced a lot in this movie. People would laugh a lot when it was like horrifying or made them uncomfortable because that was their way of like coping with the moment. And I could see how it would ruin it. Yeah.
It kind of like, it just threw me off because I was just like, wait, like you said, Greg, one thing Greg always talks about in watching movies is like, you don't want to be taken out of the movie, whether it's a certain actor or character, you want to be like locked into the movie, whether it's your surroundings, whatever. And like, that was something that like, it took me out. Like I was pulled out of watching it and like, I was more like listening and observing to my surroundings. And so like, that kind of was like, I don't know about that. So like, that's why the first time the theater watching it, I feel like those scenes just didn't work for me because I'm like, what the fuck? Is this supposed to be like funny? And a lot of people are saying this is like a dark comedy. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah. I wouldn't call it
that's
that.
What, I mean, like I said, Barbarian, people are saying Barbarian is like a dark comedy.
Well, Barbarian goes bonkers in a different way. I mean, this movie goes bonkers too.
Yeah,
but
and we'll get to it.
No.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I wouldn't call it a comedy. Like there are comedic elements which we'll talk about, but I feel like to me, those are release valves to the tension that are properly done. You got to break it up.
Yeah, it's like this. Right. It's what Jordan Peele does in all his movies, which are great. He's so great at like knowing when to add laughs in there and when not to. And that's why I love Jordan Peele for what he does. But I think just me watching it in the theater, some of these moments just kind of like screwed with me a bit because the people were laughing. And I didn't think it was like a funny scene. But when I watched it home and I watched the scene at home, of course, it's me by myself. I was just like, oh, this is creepy and eerie. So I loved it. So yeah. So what she does, she walks out of the house. Yeah. What, Laura?
I didn't find anything funny about any part of this movie. Like there was no comedy for me at all.
Really?
So I'm very surprised to hear you guys say this.
None?
Yeah.
We'll get to some other scenes.
Wow.
We'll get to some other scenes that I will say what I think is actually funny scenes, and then we'll see if you agree with those scenes, Laura. But yeah, she walks out of the house. She's waddling down the street and shit. She comes like to the side of the car, all in like one shot too. Like the camera's just following her and goes to the window, and she like pauses at the window, and you're like waiting to be like, what the fuck is gonna happen? And then she kind of just like does her weird shuffle off the screen again. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then the next thing you hear is you hear the car door fucking open. Like this is the point where
stupid Justin.
Yeah, this is the part where I was like, in the theater, I was like, fucking kidding me.
Everybody did that.
Everybody did it. And that's when like, I will agree with the theater and all the people being like, what the fuck? How do you not lock your doors at night? I know she was drunk and hammered, so maybe she forgot, but still the audible gasp in the theater of like, oh no. Like you fucking did not lock your fucking door. So yeah, then the car like rattles or whatever. You could kind of tell somebody's getting in, and then you see like these scissors like come into view and like cut her hair. And then that's kind of where it ends right there. But
yeah,
I mean, I liked the scene. I think the scene is creepy and eerie.
I loved that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
More of that. Love that scene.
Laura's so angry right now. It's funny. Is that the end of her sequence, right?
Yeah, that's basically it. Then it goes to the dad. Then it goes to like
so now
Archer,
we're to Archer. Then it goes into Archer.
This is where I agree, Laura, where I was... So one thing I noticed about this movie is when you switch from character to character, my opinion is that what you're doing is you're really getting different perspectives on how people deal with like traumatic events.
Yeah.
Like obviously like 17 children go missing. People deal with it in different ways. Like, are you related to the kids?
Yeah.
Like, how are you related to it? Some people go into grief mode. Some people go into depression, alcoholism. Some people go into like anger. Some people go into problem solving. I need to know what's happening. And this is what you get into like Archer's story. So like, you're kind of like exploring the different like facets of the human brain and how they deal with these like traumatic moments. And so to me, I don't know, just in general, like in like what I do for a living, like I'm very much like a problem solver person. So when you go from this whole like almost illogical depressive state of Justine, then you go into like this like articulate analyst mode of Archer, and it feels refreshing. You're like, hell yeah, if this was my kid, I'm like gonna be scouring every video mode. I'm like going into like detective mode, and that's what you see. He's like he's a contractor. He almost like launches his own investigation because he thinks the police are being ineffective. He starts tracking the kid's movement by looking at the different Ring cameras, which is cool because we all know that Ring cameras are so prevalent these days. And so like the grief for his missing son from the class, it kind of like simmers into this like suspicion and like investigatory like timeline to where you go, hell yeah, dude, like go take things into your own hands, like figure out what's going on. And he goes into this like detective mode, like right Rob, like he starts like going to the neighbors, and he like pulls out a map because you know he's a contractor, he knows how to read plans and maps, and he starts like triangulating the position. He notices that in all the Ring cameras, all the kids like beeline from their porch to like one particular angle, and then he starts. This is where like the Justin Long cameo comes in, because he meets like some lady whose husband is Justin Long, and their kid leaves the house and like runs in a straight line toward one direction. And so he's trying to figure things out his own way. And he has like his own timeline where he has like a dream state of, you know, where his kid.
His dream sequence is like pretty fucked up too. Like, I mean, we've talked about in past episodes, Laura, and I don't know if Laura's going to get mad at this, but I care. Laura said to me, I care more about little boys in movie than little girls in movies. And like, like I have a son, you know, I'm a father. So like his story like really hits me, being like, oh my God, like I feel this one way more than like other ones. I mean, if he had a little girl, maybe I wouldn't feel.
I'm going to cut you off just in case someone's listening to this episode and hasn't like listened to our other stuff before. I'm just going to quickly say, yes, I have a daughter. I'm a mother, so I get it, right? However, I feel that I definitely have the same amount of grief for every story where like something's happening with the kid and you're feeling for the parent. But what really got me is that Rob did not care about the situation in Train to Busan.
No, I did.
That was a girl.
I did.
You struggled with it.
No. I cared. I said in the episode.
That's it. That's all I wanted to bring up.
Laura. I said in the episode I would have cared a smidge more if it was a boy. That's all. That's it. I didn't say I didn't care. You know, come on, Laura. Come on. All right. Whatever.
I had to.
All right, we're editing
claims like that. I'm going to come with my receipts. So
I'm editing this out of the video. Nobody's going to know about this. So I really feel for Archer. I really feel for the scene. Like he's sleeping in his kid's bed every night. He just like misses him. No. The wife like looks in, is like fucking pretty much like annoyed and angry, being like, I'm going to work, you know, and it just sucks because it's like that's reality. That's like when somebody's kid goes missing, it just like ruins marriages, households, because everybody's grieving different ways. Like you can't grieve together. Like it's just, you probably think, what could you have done? What should have you done? Why didn't you do something? What about you? It's just like, so like that sequence alone, just that quick little, like, I'm going to work, and just like the disgust in her voice is like all you need to know about their situation right now. So yeah, so he has his dream sequence where he's pretty much wakes up in his bed, wakes up in the kid's bed. He sees he's still in the bed. So he's clearly dreaming. And he starts hearing like footsteps and stuff like that. So he's trying to follow somebody down the stairs. He hears a door open. He goes out to the door and he sees Matthew, his son, running, of course, down the street like he did in the Ring video. And he chases him. He chases him down the street. It's all dark, of course. And it looks like they go like through the woods, and then they come back to, and I wasn't sure about this. Do they come back to his house again? It's
no,
like,
it looks
or is
like
it a different house? I wasn't sure about that.
I thought it was,
was it Alex's house?
Alex's house.
It definitely wasn't Alex.
It was just a random house?
Every time I watched it, I was careful to compare the homes. It wasn't Alex's house.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure about it either.
His house,
it was just like a nondescript house.
Yeah, so he goes to another house, and then it has like the scene where it shows like an AR-15 in the sky, and it says like 217, which I don't fully understand the reference to that. Like, I know the movie is called Weapons, and at one point, Archer, Josh Brolin's character, does specify that these kids were triggered like missiles, like weapons.
Yeah.
So but I didn't know if that is connecting that to why he sees a gun, or he has a military past.
He hasn't discovered that. No one's uncovered the. No one's like solved the mystery yet. So he wouldn't know the meaning of the word weapon. So it was kind of a mystery.
Yeah, I kind of took it from his demeanor and the way he talks about things, and when Justine questions him later on of like, I've never seen anything like this, and he's like, I have, like, I've seen like weapons do this. So maybe he has a military background. I wouldn't be surprised that type of like older white male having like that type of a background. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
What I've heard from some people have said. So like I heard that Zach Frager has said like he doesn't want to divulge any meaning to this movie at all. He doesn't want to ascribe any themes. He wants to leave it up like very, very like Finch, like he wants to like leave it up to the interpretation of the viewer. Okay, some people have said like when they see that gun, they think of like mass school shootings.
Mass shootings,
very popular in our U.S. culture here.
Yeah. No, that's true.
I mean, I think everyone kind of thought that when they saw that. I mean, for me, that was an interesting scene because at this point, you know nothing. Like, we don't know the third act at all. And I think I will give this movie major props because I remember listening to someone's podcast recently and they said, whatever you think you may have figured out or know going into this movie, you're wrong. You don't know.
Which is great.
And that's so true. I mean,
I
don't think anyone could have guessed this ending, but that scene was really important because after we all saw that, I think a lot of us narrowed down what we thought the movie was going to be about. And then we're like, oh, okay. See, for me, I mean, I definitely already had that whole like, okay, a bunch of kids are gone from a classroom. Like, my mind unfortunately went to like a shooting as well. But when I saw that dream sequence, I actually was like, is this like aliens? Did they weaponize these kids?
Oh, because you saw like in the sky.
I was getting, because it was like in the sky.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
So man, my brain was just like, where is this going? Which I think was my downfall for the rest of this movie because at that point possibilities seemed endless, and I was really excited. Like, man, I still don't really know.
All the way to the end, you thought the possibilities were endless?
Well, not until the third act when they're just like, oh, guess what? It's this.
Oh,
Cool.
gotcha.
They do a good job of giving you a lot of red herrings in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like whether
Yes.
it's like them slightly talking about this like electrical tower, and you're like, wait, does the electrical tower have something to do with this? There's little
Right.
things they throw in here to make you kind of think about it as like, oh, does this have a connection? It's just throwing you off, making you kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. So yeah, but his dream sequence, the way it ends, he runs into his house. He sees his kid in his bed. Another heart-wrenching scene, him just crying at his son's bed. His son is kind of turned away from him. And he's just saying, like, where are you? Where are you? Tell me. Like, I'm sorry. I wish I would have told you I love you more. And this and that. The kid rolls over and he's just like, nothing. He's just kind of laying there. And then it just like does the same thing with Justine on the ceiling. This hard cut and like a flashlight. It seems like a light is flashing on the face. I don't know where a flashlight came from. And it's the clown face again. It's this gaudy looking face, like smiling. We've all seen the images online, and it's just like, and again, it hits that loud music tone, like screech, and he screams, and like, holy shit. I mean, again, in the theater, great jump scare. I mean,
Yeah.
it's as close as it is zoomed in, and then you're talking about seeing it on like a giant screen in the theater. That face was massive. It was like horrifying.
And they do a
Yeah.
good job of like, so when I think he rolls his kid over to like face him.
Yeah.
That's when you expect the jump scare to happen. But what
It
happens
delays,
is he starts sort of like lamenting the loss of his child. He goes like, I think it sounds like he was about to say, I wish I could say I love you one last time.
Something like that.
And you feel that as like a father, right? Like we're both fathers, like, and
not a mother, a father. Yeah.
But you feel that, and like he's a contractor, like he's a hardened
Goddamn.
dude.
Sorry, Lois.
And they make it seem like he's like a guy that like he's a rough around the edges guy. Like he's not like a share emotions type of guy. But you feel that in this moment, and then right when you get that like emotional like plug, that's when they scare you. And I'm like, oh, that's just so well done. And then not to mention, that's when he wakes up, right? And this is like probably my favorite moment.
This is like the legit, like this is funny as fuck. Like when he wakes up and he's like, oh, and he like wakes up in the bed and he like pauses for 3 seconds and he's like, fuck. And he's just like, or he's like, he says, what the fuck?
He says,
what the fuck? Yeah. That, I laughed. That was a very Jordan Peele, like this is a comedic, like real life horror movie trope thing we're going to kind of make fun of here. Did you laugh at that scene, Laura? Was that
I think
funny?
I did. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was a good
we've
one.
all done that. We've all been there. So
that's like
it's
real. That's like a real life situation. That was great. I thought that was funny as hell. Is that where Archer's one ends?
Basically, like he ends his investigation at the police precinct, and he talks to the chief of police, and basically says, "You guys aren't doing your job. Like, why haven't you followed the leads up on Justine, the teacher? She had a checkered past. Blah 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 blah." And then so like now the viewer's attention turns to like the police side of things, and that's when you follow. And I'm sure Laura's favorite part of the movie.
I think we could skip a lot of this.
Like we'll skip this part, but basically this is where you
Paul.
follow Paul, who's the cop that's kind of like the booty call for Justine, and he's not a detective, and he makes it clear. So he's not part of this investigation, but he's like tangentially related to what's going on. Paul, the cop, he's like on patrol, and he basically like arrests this like street druggie who's like kind of like the local. I don't know what you want to call him. He's like a burglar. He breaks into places. He tries to make ends meet. He sells things at the pawn shop. He's like living on the streets basically. And
he's unhomed. Yeah. Drug
and
addict.
like to be honest, like I'm with you, Rob. Like this added just the right amount of levity in the movie to like be like, okay, I know that there's a lot of tension going on with the disappearance of these children. There's horrifying things. We looked in the window. We know that there's fucking something going up with the lone survivor's parents. We don't know what's going on. And now we know that there's an actual lead, like the kids are all beelining toward one location. We don't know where it is yet. So like, I'm going to put that on the back burner and like just chill for a few minutes and like watch this police patrolman like chase this like druggie around town. And like, I didn't think it was meaningless because, honestly, I think it would have been too easy to make Justine solve the case by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a teacher. She has things to do. It would have been
Paul
too
doesn't
easy.
solve shit.
Well, no. So this is the thing. It's like you find that James through because he's on the streets every day. Basically, it's like selling stuff that he finds in the street at the pawn shop, and he stumbles across Alex's house. Alex is the lone survivor, and he tries to break in, and you find out, and it makes sense. I feel like he's always doing this, and you get a sense of like wherever he can find like an open window or a door that's ajar, he'll get in. He'll steal what's there. Like there's that scene where he's like just trying to open every car door that's on the street.
Yeah.
See if it's unlocked. So you know that this is his style. So he sees a house and he glances at the driveway. He notices all the newspapers that have not been collected. So as a burglar, as a person who's trying to like live to make ends meet every minute to minute, he goes, this is a family that's not home. It's on vacation. It's a vacant house. So he breaks into the house and like he's trying to steal silverware and whatever. But I think the where the tension lies is we were just in that scene where Justine looks through the window and sees the two people, the parents, just sitting there silently, silhouettes. And the whole time, you know that James is going to break into this house and like encounter them at some point. Like, were you guys not like, as much as you're like, hey, this guy's he's a crook, he's a burglar. I was like, dude, don't go into this house, because you're going to encounter what we saw about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
the thing is, you guys, is that, and I mean, let's just take like a zoomed out look real quick. This movie's pretty long. It's over 2 hours long. It's 2 hours and whatever, 20 minutes, or I don't even
15
remember.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes. And, I think it's safe to say that this director, between Weapons and Barbarian, it's like broken out into 3 acts very clearly, right? There's like the beginning, the middle, and then like that final third act. And this middle of this movie was weak, because, in my opinion,
Paul.
just
Paul was weak.
because
Don't talk about Justin like that. No, don't.
Wait, first of all, his name's James.
Oh, James. Sorry. Sorry. Dang it. I knew I was going to goddamn do it. Try to write him down.
No, here's the thing though, Rob. Like, did I think his character was hilarious? Of course. But did I need a solid 20 minutes of this like backstory that included this cop chasing this junkie, which I had to watch 2 times in both of their stories, because he like, pokes his finger on his unused needles, and then we're doing all this chase, because all of that did not come into play at all.
Wait,
and I think that,
what are you thinking in those when all that's happening, which I think is like exciting and interesting and scary? What are you thinking? Are you thinking like this has nothing to do with the story?
Well, no, at the moment I'm in it. I'm like, okay. When I'm first seeing this movie, I'm like, where is this going to go? It's more like when the movie ended, all these things came crashing down on me like, well, what the hell was that for? And it kind of pissed me off initially. No, I'm way agree. Less mad. But and I think it's also because, and we're not there yet, obviously, but again, I'm taking a zoomed out approach right now. There are things that I feel were very like overshown, the Paul and James story. And then there's things at the end that were pretty rushed, and we didn't get a lot of background on what was going on. So why did we spend so much time on this middle part that, like, yes, he found them, I get it. And yes, they're there at the end, but truly, you could have had any 2 random bozos there at the end. Like, it didn't matter that it was them. You know what I mean? So I think it's really interesting to me, Greg, that you said, or I think it was you, Greg, that said that when he started this movie, he didn't know how it was going to end. Oh my God, I can tell. Tell he had no idea where this movie was going the first 2/3.
Yeah, I agree to a point. Yeah. But I mean, so the James guy, he's inspecting the house. He sees the parents, which is another creepy scene. This is like where you really reveal like it's them, because all you've seen up to this point is silhouettes through a window, and he's just like, he's ransacking the living room, and then like he sees a reflection of the TV, and he sees them sitting there, and he's like, oh shit. He turns around. Yeah. And they're just like sitting there. They don't react at all to him. And he's like, what the fuck? And he like goes up and snaps his fingers at them. Nothing in there. And he's just kind of like, oh, all right, whatever. So he keeps ransacking the house. He keeps looking around, and then he sees a door leading to the basement. He opens the door. He goes down the basement, and he's like walking down slowly. And then it's dark, and you're seeing like a little silhouette, but you don't know what it is yet. I think he turns on a light, and then you just see like all the kids lined up in this basement in the dark. And all their backs are to him first. At first, all their backs are to him. And then when he like notices, again, it's like a 3-second pause. They all just like turn around in unison to look at him. And he just like flips out. It was a good
scene.
Good scene, good jump scare. He flips out and he's just like, oh shit. And he starts like fucking running up the stairs, this and that. And then he's like trying to get out of the house. The parents stand up now. They're kind of like coming towards him. He runs out of the front door. He's gone. And it goes back to that like long shot of the house and the door does shut. So great sequence.
But you guys, great scene, great sequence. But this just brings me back to what I was saying in the beginning. Those kids were already there and those parents were already gone. In the brain. Gone like too long now.
Yeah.
That is when all the cops would have been coming and searching the home. You realize that.
No. Okay. So, Greg, let's just talk about it now. Let's talk about it.
How do you not understand?
They go over this.
They show a scene later on when Gladys is introduced and Gladys is like going over the backstory of what's happening. That they show the one point where the kid is like, Gladys tells the kid, what's the kid's name? Alex, like, police are going to come. We need to clean the house. And this is like before. So this is going back like 2 months now.
Oh, you're right.
Because we're jumping in around and they clean the whole house. The FBI comes in and she's like, oh, hello. And, and she says the whole thing about like the dad had a stroke and that's why he can't talk.
Right.
And this and that. And so the FBI has been there. They clean the house at that point. They think she's watching over everybody. A lot of movies wouldn't even show that.
I forgot all about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you were probably scoffing and rolling your eyes at James and at Paul. So who knows?
Yeah, at that point, maybe when they were showing it, I was like, okay.
Yeah. So James' story ends, right? And then we're into.
Well, this is where like
Alex now.
In my opinion, this is where like the climax.
You finally get reveals now.
Starts because you reveal Gladys through Mark, the principal's perspective.
Oh, we're to Mark. That's right. I forgot about Mark. Oh yeah, my.
So like you flash to Marcus, he's the principal. He's the guy from what's that movie? That Marvel movie where he
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah, he's like the guru in that. Anyway, he's fantastic. So
I'm gonna have to edit chewing sounds now.
No, leave him in. It's ASMR. No, there you go.
No,
somebody likes that.
I'll take it.
Nobody likes that. Nobody.
I'm done with chewing.
People on YouTube, give me some likes for the hot dogs.
God, right? If you guys would see the ASMR videos I watched, you guys.
Oh yeah,
like 4 or 5.
Greg's being disgusting over there. Yeah.
Oh,
all right. No. That's right. I forgot about Marcus. Yeah, we have this whole scene because now we're getting to the point where we're revealing who is actually doing this now.
Yes.
Because we've revealed where the kids are. We've revealed this house is fucked up. What's going on a little bit with these people, and now we're finally to the point where we're revealing like who and why this is going on.
Yeah, we're like an hour in, and what's interesting is that usually in movies you don't introduce a new character an hour in. You expect the culprit to be someone you've already seen before. So but the thing is like there have been enough Easter eggs left throughout the movie to like connect her to what's already been happening, which it doesn't feel like a surprise because then you map her on to like what's been happening. So Marcus,
she's got the clown makeup. I mean, she looks clown-esque.
Oh my God.
We've been seeing that. So
that's the thing is she shows up in the principal's office, and she's just like obviously her appearance, and this is something it's been hilarious because she's been blowing up on like TikTok. People are like dressing up as her. People think that like for Halloween this year, like
it's gonna be number 1.
Oh yeah.
So she's got like this deathly pale face.
Yeah, it's behind you, man. It's right behind your background, dude.
Oh yeah. Let me look.
Yeah, look at that.
You got this like super bright red lipstick, these exaggerated
that
colors,
smudged.
that heavy. Yeah. Look at the foundation. It's almost like every inch of her face is covered with like white like foundation. She's got this like bright curly red wig on her like near bald head on top. With it, look on the side, these like wispy strands. You see this?
I think it's gonna look like Laura when she's older. Yeah.
Oh, that's so mean. That's so mean.
Yo, that was out of pocket.
All right, sorry. I'm mean. Can you do that? Can you do that smile, Laura? Can you do that smile like that with your shoulders up? Can you do that, Laura? Can you do that smile?
Dude, wait, to Rob's credit, honestly, Laura, if you
I'm joking,
Laura.
For Halloween,
you could fucking kill it. Anyway.
Oh my God. Are you saying I look like Gladys now?
No,
I was joking. Greg's doubling down.
Anyway, the whole point is she's very
It's the bangs. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's got these like bangs, like
she got them Courtney Cox scream bangs.
Yeah. And like when you see her like walking,
it's because I have a big forehead. That's why you guys are picking on me.
A little bit, yeah.
But like, look at these glasses. These pink, like
I
these
kind of like
tinted
her glasses. I'm
with
not
the
gonna
round
lie.
frames. When she stands up, she has this like bright pink dress. She has this like marble. I don't know how to. I like what you. What
I mean,
you
her
see.
outfit is like,
She's
yeah,
very,
the
like
clashing red and
witchy,
purple
like,
too.
culty and like trying to be like old fashionable. Anyway, but the vibe that you get is like her appearance and her demeanor when you hear her speak. It screams harmless aunt because she says, "Oh, I'm Alex's aunt."
Laura's like, no, she's clearly
well, no, that's
harmful.
what she's trying to portray. But like you know, from the moment that you see her, there's this like menacing vibe right underneath the surface, and you know it, and everybody in the theater felt it.
Yeah.
She sits down, and honestly, I love that conversation with her and the principal because they're almost like playing ping pong. He's trying to be very like PC about like, have I ever met you? I have to talk to the actual guardians, the designated guardians. I can't talk to you, but I'm trying to be polite because you're the only one that's showing up, and this is a very controversial incident, and you're a lovely woman. You know, there's something about the PC in how that they talk to each other that just adds to the tension. She looks over and she sees like his like ribbon, and there's so many things that are happening that just as a viewer, it just ratchets up the tension, and you know she's fucking up to something. She's up to something. She's evil feeling, right?
Yeah.
And then they like skip to like this moment where she arrives at the principal's house, and the principal, he and his gay partner are there, and this is where like the hot dogs come in, right?
No, Laura,
they just want to watch their nature documentary and eat their hot dogs.
Eat their hot dogs. I mean, that spread looked amazing, though. They had like 6 hot dogs each, all like perfect mustard on it. They had like chips, I think, and like hummus, and it was a great spread.
And they did not microwave or boil their hot dog.
You don't know what they did, Laura.
No, it was. They had that crispy look on the edges.
Mine's crispy. Mine's crispy, Laura. You don't know about that.
There's no way a microwave hot dog is crispy.
I actually cracked up when they were in the Marcus was on the phone talking to Justine, and they were in the supermarket, and his partner's like pulling off cereal from the shelves.
Just like pointing at him.
2 different Fruity Pebbles, and he's like, "Which one's better?" Like that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. That's funny.
Like this is like where like the climax of the movie hits because you know that she's behind all this shit somehow, and this is where this is
another red herring though too. The what they're watching on TV is some type of documentary about some type of spore or ant or something like that like goes into like bugs' brains and like takes their bodies over like zombies. So this is like another red herring where you're like, wait.
Me, I thought I didn't see it so much as a red herring as I thought it was like somewhat related. So
they're kind of telling you what she does.
It was like, you guys ever watch the new Last of Us season, or even the original one, where they talk about the cordyceps fungi, which now I've just been reading that they've been taking over other arachnids and insects in the U.S. Like people are finding zombie spiders walking around, being like taken over by these like spores. So yeah, I think you're right, Laura. Right, like it's. And they have also like a lesson in the classroom where they talk about these spores.
Parasites.
Oh yeah, they did say that too. Yeah, parasites.
That was one of the first things you see. Yeah.
That's true.
It's kind of like a theme. And
I guess that is like all similar actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a cool build up because like she shows up at the house, and this is basically where all the shit goes down, and everything gets laid out. Like, okay, you understand who the bad guy is. There's no guessing anymore. We're not waiting until like the last scene to find out who the bad. Like, this is where they play all the cards, right?
Do you want to describe the scene, Laura? Let's let Laura describe a scene finally. Laura, do you want to describe what happens in the scene?
Oh, at their house?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Gladys arrives. I forget actually why she arrives. I think she...
You're out, Laura. You're out, Laura.
Yeah,
get out of here.
I forget like why, but she, she arrives. She's like, she's ruining their afternoon, their hot dog ant show afternoon. Anyway, she's talking to them, and you see her pulling out Actually, yeah, I don't fucking know anything. You see her pulling out like a bowl? A bowl?
Fucking Laura.
Yeah, she pulls out a bowl, I believe.
She asked for some water.
Oh, right. She asked for water, and she's like, "Will you put it in like a giant bowl? That's how I drink my water."
Marcus,
she cuts her finger first,
like,
right?
Let me give you a bowl of water to drink.
No, because she asked for water, and then he's like, "Okay, I'll get you a cup." And she's like, "Oh no, a bowl." And he looks at her like, "A bowl?" She's like, "Oh yes." She's like, "It's just something that I do. I don't even rationalize it anymore. I just bowl." He's like, "All right, whatever." He gives her a fucking bowl.
Yeah. So she takes out this stick, right? And we're gonna see this a lot now for the rest of the movie.
Look what I got. Got some sticks here.
Oh,
look at that.
You need to have some like pointy edges though, and she.
I know. Ooh. We'll do some ASMR with the sticks.
And she cuts herself first, I believe. Like see, like I know everything that happens, but I forget the order. So she cuts her finger first, I believe.
Yeah, she pokes her finger. Mm-hmm.
Puts it in to get like bloody water.
Shoot.
Right?
No. You're wrong.
And then she starts wrapping.
No, she cuts her finger and then she starts rubbing her finger on the stick. The water is what is what stops the spell.
That's right.
So she's rubbing her finger on the stick, and Marcus looks at it, and he's like, "Are those my
so
ribbons?
Fucking weird.
Are those my ribbons?" And she's like, "Yeah, whatever, you know." And then she fucking pulls out. She has a bell. She's a bell. She pulls out, which is also another trigger we don't know about yet. So she rubs it on there, and I guess the way this works now is like,
they cut his hair too.
Oh no, she cuts the partner's hair. She cuts the partner's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she puts that on the stick, I guess. And then so I guess the way it works is like she's thinking of what she wants to be done, I guess. And then she rings the bell, and the bell is what triggers whoever she's put the spell on to do whatever she's wanting to do to whoever person's hair she has, whatever. And so like, yeah, Marcus just like fucking starts kind of convulsing a bit to start. You're just like, what the hell? And he just like turns to his partner and just like jumps on him and just starts like choking him. And then we get to like, I think up to this point, we haven't really seen any blood yet other than her finger, to a super graphic, like he's just headbutting him on the ground over and over and over.
Yeah.
And like the sound design they're using is like squishing and crunching and like, oh my God, it's like crazy scene. Oh my God. Really, really, really creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually we learn through the scenes we've seen now, and then we'll learn further with this too, that if she has an item that belongs to you, she can quote unquote weaponize you and control you. But it's when she's got the hair, that's people that are going to have harm done to them.
Oh, okay, that's quite true then. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that's why they clipped Justine's hair in that one scene.
And you don't, and at that point you don't know why, and so now you're going to find out why.
Now you're about to know why. Yeah.
Yeah. So Marcus just like destroys his partner's face. It's just all busted in and sunken in, and Marcus's face is all like bloody and shit. And he gets up being like, "Oh well, my mission complete. I did what I was supposed to do." And then she like drops the sticks in the water, which is like stops the spell. Mm-hmm. But then she gets out like another stick, and then you see her put a blonde hair on that stick. And you're just like, you're starting to connect now. Oh shit, that's Justine's hair that was cut. And then she fucking bing, rings the bell again, and he just bolts. He turns and bolts. And then now you get like this sequence
and
of him running.
He's running the same way.
Yeah, he's doing the running where his arms are back and everything. And he's just like breathing super heavy, like just nonstop to whatever target he's supposed to get to. And he ends up like, you cut to a scene where it's Justine and Archer talking at a gas station. He's kind of confronting her, being like, why haven't you told us all the information and this and that? And then she sees in the background somebody running at her, similar to what she's seen in the videos of these kids. And then Marcus
it's Marcus. She knows Marcus.
Yeah, she knows it's Marcus. Yeah, she's like, Marcus. Yeah. And then he just jumps on her and starts like choking her, trying to kill her from the spell, of course. And then you have Archer. Archer's like trying to fight him and get him off and everything. Yeah. They like run into the convenience store. He's chasing her through the convenience store. There's kind of like a little funny bit in there where she's like, fucking help. She's like, help me. And the guy's just like, oh, whatever. You know, it seems like he didn't really give a shit, you know?
He's like, I see this every day.
Yeah. And then, Greg, do you want to continue what happens in the convenience store?
This is pretty much the last act of the movie. So like so a lot of the tension and the action and the scariness have been ratcheted up. Marcus, honestly, like to me, the thing that sticks with me the most, like his eyes.
I was. Is that something he can do?
I was going to ask, is that the
They
actor?
look
Is that
fake.
his eyeballs, or are they fake?
They look.
It looked real.
I don't know,
I
but
think
I
it's
don't
something
know.
like he can do, I guess. I don't
Oh my
know, but
God.
I mean, I don't know how you fucking do that though. Like, that's crazy.
I'm
His
like,
eyeballs literally look like they were
Did
coming
my
out.
eyes do that?
Like, I can make my
Oh.
eyes big, but I don't know if I can make them come out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They were like out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like really crazy. So like basically, like after that happens, like you understand that Gladys, who's apparently the aunt of Alex, who's the sole survivor, she's nefarious, right? So this is like the last act of the movie starts. Like she is unveiled. Now you go back to follow Alex, which in a lot of ways, I feel like the viewer, at least me, was like, oh, I want to know the perspective of like the kid who seems to be like linked to everything. He was the only one who didn't run away from their home. He's the only one who survived. He lives in this house where these crazy things are happening, and we know that all of the children are stashed in the basement of this home. What does the kid have to do with things? And to be honest, he's innocent. It's like it goes back. You see a flashback to his parents who are not zombified. They're totally normal, and they start talking about, hey, your aunt's gonna come over. Your great aunt is gonna come over for a visit, and apparently she's not doing so well. You know, this is pretty typical. Like every family at some point has had like another family come over to stay for a friend, and so it's pretty normal. And what you come to find out is that she's basically, I don't know, like it remains to be seen what your interpretation is by the end of the movie. My thought is that the aunt, probably the actual real aunt, which they're very strange, they haven't met in a long time. She was probably dead a long time ago. And
She's a couple hundred years old.
Yeah.
Wait. You don't think this is actually the aunt?
No. I feel like there's an old entity, an old witch that has inhabited the aunt's body. Which is why.
Oh, whoa! This is getting crazy.
When she comes over, she's like decrepit. She's in bad shape. She has this like tree that she carries in with her, and now like they unveil the whole story. The aunt, she's basically like a witch who can enchant victims by like you said, Laura, either draining their energy to rejuvenate herself and create more youth, like that movie Enchanted or whatever, Rapunzel, whatever it is, or she can command them to be like weapons to kill for her. One of those two. So she starts by enchanting Alex's parents, which is really sad. And I've heard that Zach Kreger has a little bit of a history with this because apparently he was, the child of parents who were either alcoholics or some type of substance abuse, and he had to like deal with like that challenging hurdle of like caring for your caregivers. And you see a lot of this in Alex. He's like, he has to go to the store, he has to open up cans of food to feed his parents, who are basically catatonic because they've been frozen in this like enchantment spell while the aunt is like sucking their life energy out of them. And so Gladys then tells Alex, like, you know what? Your parents, it's not enough energy for me. I need more energy. And if you can help me get more energy, then I'll leave for good. And like I don't know how Alex is old. He's supposed to be like 10 years old, 11 years old. But if you have no power, you're scared, you're horrified, you'll do whatever it takes to get your parents back. And like that was really a heartbreaking moment. Every time he would go home, he would see his parents just like sitting at the table. And there was a moment where Gladys said to him, I can make your parents do it. I can make them eat each other. I can make them. And then she like almost basically ordered them to like stab themselves in the face.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That whole scene was probably like the worst. I mean, talk about feeling nauseated. Like,
yeah, just the veracity they were stabbing was like so fast. Yeah. So it's like, oh my god, that was crazy. I mean, as an adult, as like an adult, I'm like, wow, that'd be fucked up to see. But like to think of it as like a child's perspective, like that's fucking insane.
And she basically uses that as leverage to say, look, don't tell anyone that I'm here or what I'm doing, or I'll make your parents kill themselves. Yeah. And of course, so he goes to school, basically like at this point, all the children are gone. And so he can't spill the beans because the children haven't left yet. They haven't gone missing yet. This is the whole point of the movie is she basically goes back and says like, bring home some personal items from your classmates. And what he does is like he starts eyeballing, like, you know, one kid's got a toy, one kid's got like a troll doll, one kid's got a backpack, and then he decides to like just to take their name cards from their personal bins that they created at home, and he brings it back to Gladys, and she like this is the essence of your background, basically.
Laura's background, yeah.
She basically tears up the little pieces that were, and it's essentially these personal accoutrements that were generated by these children, and she puts it into a bowl, and this is where you connect what happened in the beginning, where the kids ran away at 2:17 in the morning, to the present moment. She basically puts it in the bowl, and at 2:17 she cracks the stick.
Oh, yeah, give my stick. Here you go. All right, ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, that was
Ooh. That was a good sound. That was good.
There you go. All right. I'm all about ASMR tonight. Look at that. You know. You want me to eat another hot dog? You want to eat another hot dog?
If you hear like a knocking on your door.
No.
Yeah, she does a spell, yeah.
She does a spell, and this is where like Alex, you find out, was actually at the house.
From his
next
perspective,
to the porch. From his perspective, like watching at 2:17, all these kids are running down the street.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they're just like, they're both standing at the doorway, Gladys and Alex, and like the kids are, again, cinematography, POV shot of just like Alex's face, and just the kids are just passing him. So you're seeing like these shadows just pass. And then he like looks up at her, and then it pans to her, and she's just grinning at him, like so happy. And I'm just like, wow, this is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like basically now as a viewer, I kind of, what I settled into at this moment was like, I felt comfortable because I was like, I don't need to spend the rest of the movie trying to figure out who did what. She did it. She's the culprit. Like now it's like, get this bitch. Like how are we gonna catch her? And like I love that because like it didn't feel manufactured. It didn't feel contrived. It felt like now we know what happened. There's no way you could have guessed this from the trailer.
Yeah.
And it felt like a very straightforward movie with a good plot at this point. So like now you're basically at the end of the movie where Justine and Josh Brolin's character, they've like taken all the facts and all the evidence. They go, like, there's something up with this house. So they go up to the house, and like this is where like the final scene happens, and you know that the cop and the James, the burglar, they're in there somewhere.
They've been taken in, yeah.
They've been taken in, so like it's not going to be easy for them to get to Gladys. And of course, again, like Archer, he's like just looking for his kids, right? But at the same time, he's a reasonable guy. He's like, I can't just break into this house and like for no reason. So they enter the house, and like almost like immediately they're attacked by James and Paul, right?
Well, there's a salt line. There's a salt line, and this is something they set up a little bit before when Gladys is talking to Alex about everything and like what to do and what not to do. And she tells Alex, don't cross the salt line. There's like a salt line she put on the ground to her door. Yeah. And she's like, don't cross the salt line. So, and this is something that was in the trailers. The trailers had that scene. And so like, I remember in the trailers thinking like, oh, well, we're going like spirits. This is ghost stuff. Salt always has to do with ghosts, you know? So it's another thing that threw you off in the trailers. So yeah, so there's a salt line when Archer and Justine walk in, and Justine crosses it. And right when she crosses it, Paul, who is just standing there, and she's kind of calling him like, Paul, what are you doing? He just flips. He flips, and he just like screams and just like goes right for her, you know? And it's a little bit different than like the principal. The principal, I think, was just like, I don't know, almost like a rabid dog being sicked on somebody. This is almost like a ghoul or like a zombie.
Like a 28 days later.
It's like screeching. Yeah, screeching and like coming at you like that. So it was like really, really crazy the way he just like screeches and runs, and his eyes are bugging out too at his head. So he attacks her.
Poor chick's been attacked by so many people.
Not to mention all three of these characters that you just mentioned, Rob, like Marcus, the principal, Paul, the cop, and James. These three guys are like ostensibly are like chill dudes. The principal's a laid back principal. Like Paul is like kind of an ineffectual cop. He's not really like that aggressive. And like obviously James is just like a stoner on the street. He's like a druggie. And so like watching them like go rabid and crazy is like, whoa, you feel like the dark witchcraft is real.
Yeah, we're just pretty much into like an action sequence now. Because it's just like, it's Archer fighting James, it's Paul fighting Justine. I think Justine and Paul are in the kitchen. They're like going back and forth. You have Archer and James kind of in the living room. fighting each other. I mean, I have to say, like,
Dude, yeah.
Archer and James's back and forth was fucking funny.
It was funny. Yeah.
Like the way that he would just like punch him in the face and he would like fall down and then like be unconscious for like 2 seconds and then just like wake back up and be like, oh, and then punch him and he's like unconscious and he wakes up. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, he's throwing him over the couch and then like it waits like 3 seconds of a beat of like, oh, whoa, he's finally done. And he comes again. Oh, and like running at him. It was just like, and they did it like 5 times over and over. And then once you go over the 3, there's like a thing in like movie making called the rule of 3. Usually you do thing in 3s. You don't go past that. But once it goes past 3, it becomes comical. And so like he did it like 5 times where he just kept getting up and it was funny. It was funny. Yeah. I laughed in those bits. I don't know if it's the way James reacted every time. It was like the same monotone of like, oh, screaming.
You just like James.
I
James
do.
can do no wrong for you.
I really liked him in this movie. He was fucking funny.
I felt the matchup was unfair though, because like Archer was like matched up with Paul, no, with James, and then Justine was matched up with the
strong guy Paul.
Was matched up with James, and then so basically I thought I was like that's kind of like unfair, but actually what that helps us do is like Archer basically like takes out James, and then he goes into the basement and he finally like searches through all the kids and he finds his son. Yeah. Wait, does he? Yeah. Doesn't he?
No, I mean not technically. Like so. Yeah, Justine is fighting Paul in the kitchen. You have that one fucked up scene where he's choking her and she grabs like a vegetable peeler and she like peels the skin off his face.
Oh, that's right.
And it's just like peeling and he has, of course, no reaction. He doesn't even feel it. He just keeps choking. And it's just like, oh man, that was like super fucked up, you know? And what Justine does is when this is happening, you don't really know this because it's off camera. She grabs his gun. She grabs Paul's gun and she holds it up to him. Of course, she shoots him in the throat, and that doesn't stop him. He's just keeps going. He's gurgling. He's still choking her, and then she, of course, puts it up to his head and shoots him in the head, blows his brains out, and that like puts him out. Very like zombie-esque. You gotta take these things out with the brain to stop them. If you hit any other part of their body, they're gonna keep going. They're just machines, you know. So then, like you said, Greg, you have Archer and James fighting on the stairwell, going into the basement, and then pretty much James is about to kill him. James is like strangling him. He's about to kill him. Archer's going to be dead. And Justine comes up behind James and shoots James in the head and takes James out. And then that's when, like you said, Greg, you can go into it. Archer goes down and sees the kids.
Yeah, basically, exactly. And he's searching for his son, right?
Yeah.
And he's like looking for his kid, and
it's like the last kid. He's like turning them all over. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the jump scare here is like,
another good one. Good jump scare.
Gladys comes out. She's in the basement
from the dark, and she's like hunched over, like in the corner.
Oh.
like thinking about the image is kind of funny, but in the moment in the theater, I was fucking horrified.
Yeah.
Like a great cinematography again, like panning POV, like what he would see in the dark, and she just like jumps at the camera. Like great fucking scene. But yeah. And then at the same time, you have Justine at that point. She runs upstairs because she's trying to find Alex. All she cares about this movie is Alex and his well-being. So she runs upstairs to find Alex.
Alex crosses the salt line too.
Yeah.
He's got his own battle going on. Really sad though.
Yeah. At the same time, everything is going on downstairs. You have Alex who saw them out the window. He sees them coming in. Mm-hmm. He's like, shit's gonna go down. He puts on his shoes, smart kid. He's like, I gotta get ready here. And so like he goes and he puts his foot over the salt line, and his parents, who have been standing there like fucking guardians of the Gladys' door, get triggered, and they just, same thing.
Their arms out, it's like, ah.
Yeah, just screaming. Like I said, very like you're like a rabid zombie thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Different, like I said, very different than the other people you've seen so far. Just insane, chasing him, busting through doors to get him like crazy. He like hides in the bathroom and they're like busting it down. The mom like puts her face through like The Shining. It's like screaming.
Yeah.
Really, really creepy.
But this was like the best part because you see him, he gets Gladys's tree.
He's smart.
He knows what to do because he's been watching her do this for God knows how long. So he's like, he knows exactly what to do. He's the only other one that knows. So I did like that. I really like that he just like knew what to do. And that's what stopped his parents from attacking him. Although unfortunately, and this is like such a bummer, they were just too far gone. Yeah.
So what he does is like, he gets the branch, he grabs it, he does his blood on the stick, he finds the wig. Hair. Yeah, he finds the wig and finds one of her real hairs actually on there, puts it on the stick, does like his, I don't know, wish or something like that. I don't really know how this works. Wishes for something to happen to her, does the snap, and then Gladys is downstairs, I think, fighting with. She's telling. I forget. So Gladys attacked Archer in the basement, and then she enchants him. Yeah. So at this point, you have Archer choking Justine, ready to kill her, and then the snap happens upstairs, and then it's so funny that the way that like the magic works is like she knows, because she instantly is like, "Uh-oh," and she's like, "Oh shit!" Like what the hell? And then all you hear next is like stampeding feet, and we'll get into like this sequence here and what I think of it. I don't know if I liked it or not, but the kids just come barreling up the stairwell. She knows what's going to happen. She bolts. She takes off. She runs out the door. She's fucking screaming. She's kind of like, the way she's like running and shit. And then, I mean, do one of you guys want to talk about like this little sequence at the end here? What happens? Laura, Greg, which one of you guys want to take it?
I mean, I think we should just do it quickly. Like, she's running through people's homes. It kind of reminds me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, like the end of that movie. When like he's running through people's like backyards, through their barbecues and their homes. Yeah. And that's happening. And then the kids are coming, and because they're like, quote unquote, weaponized, I'm going to keep saying that. Like they're breaking glass as they go.
Busting through doors.
But busting through doors. Long story short, they get her. And these like, what was it? 17 kids? 17 kids bring her down and are attacking her, pulling her apart, even maybe eating her. I don't know. They're just
think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Going for it. Just these killers until she's fully gone.
Yeah. One of the kids just like grab her top jaw and then just like, they literally just like rip her like face apart, like rip it apart. And then she's dead. She's dead at that point. Archer kind of comes out of his spell, which I guess from the way the spells work, I guess if you're not under the spell for a long period of time, you can just kind of
like
come back.
The longer you're in it,
you kind of like can't come back from it, I guess. Because he was instantly like himself already. Like, but he was only under the spell for a couple minutes, I guess. So he stops choking Justine, and he's like, oh shit, whatever.
Wait, can I give a quick shout out to like, out of all the kids, I don't know, there was like a leader who was in front of the pack, that girl in the pink.
Oh, and yeah.
Do you guys remember in I think it was Marvel's Civil War, where like Captain America's like busting through the walls to chase Bucky? I was like, you follow the POV of like the girl in front, and like I thought that was pretty incredible. She's like busting through like windows and doors, and like she even like cuts her off at the end to get to Gladys through the lawn, and it just gave you it gave me this sense of like they're literally like heat-seeking missiles. Like that's how dark that spell is, and like that was such a cool scene. Like, she just like tore it up in that moment. That was so cool.
So like for me, like this is like my negative of this movie of like, I mean, I really dig everything up to this point. I'm laughing at the laughs, I think, like I said, minus the theater experience, laughing at the lady waddling down the street and shit. But like, I'm laughing at all the beats. I think all the things are funny are supposed to be funny. I think the things that are eerie are supposed to be eerie. So up to this point, I've loved pretty much everything that's happened so far. When it gets to this part and it becomes like a Ferris Bueller Scooby-Doo ending a bit, when they're like going a little too comedic for me, I didn't care for that. It went too funny at the end to me to be a climax of a spooky horror movie, and it kind of went to like I'm watching Shaun of the Dead at the end, like watching like fucking Simon Pegg jump over fences. Like it was just a little too much. And that's one thing I go back with Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is great at doing comedy and horror. He knows when to put the comedic beats in there, but every one of his damn movies end horror. They don't end comedy. They end like gruesome or they end emotional, but they don't end comedy. And this one, it went comedy for an ending. And I just,
oh my God, I disagree.
I didn't like that. You disagree with what you thought of it, or you didn't think it was comedic?
And I'll tell you why I didn't think it was comedic. Because then after that, the final shot is Archer walking with his son over his shoulders. And then we get Alex doing the voiceover again, like he did in the beginning. And he was like, well, now my parents live somewhere where they're getting fed soup from someone else. And I live with another aunt. And then he says, some of the kids like are doing okay. Some of them even started talking again. Yeah. Boom. The movie's over. I was like, wait, did you finish that sentence or what?
I understand. Like, I'm not talking about the end scene. I'm talking about the end.
Just that
the
sequence
climax,
of them.
the climax of this movie, the end pivotal of this, the villain of the movie being killed is comedic. And I didn't want it to be comedic. I wanted it to be serious. I didn't want them to see her be like running from house to house 6 different times being like, oh, and like you have like fucking people in the houses being like, oh, Marge, she pushed over the chairs. And it's like, it's way too comedic for me. Greg, where do you line on this?
As much as I love this movie, I absolutely love this movie. I agree with you. There were the moments where the shot is like facing, it's almost at ground level and you're looking at a hedge, but then you're looking at like an opening between 2 fences and you see her run across the opening, and then you see like the
kids run by, yeah.
And that was fucking goofy.
It's Scooby-Doo. It's literally Scooby-Doo. We're doing Scooby-Doo right now. And that was the only thing.
Toned down. That should have been toned down.
100% toned down. I wanted it to just be gruesome and brutal to end this movie. I didn't want anything comedy at the end. Like I said, Jordan Peele does that. He just nails it at the end of these movies. And that's the thing that sucks about this movie is you gotta stick the landing. Like, the last thing you remember from every movie is the ending of a movie. So, like, as much as I love 99% of this movie, sadly, the 1% I really didn't like is the fucking end, which it sucks because that's, like, the main part of a movie. Yeah. So I'm really torn of, like, liking it or not liking it. It's really freaking weird. I've been thinking about this for, like, 2 weeks now.
Maybe Craig was thinking, like, okay, we're going to hit you with a touch of comedy, but we're also going to conclude that scene on the most horrific thing of the kids ripping her apart.
I know. It was so gruesome. I was like, I don't find any of this funny. But I also don't feel like that's the end that wasn't stuck for me. It was the voiceover. The
voiceover is great. Yeah. I mean, the voiceover is like definitely heartful. I get that.
Think,
yeah.
like,
no, it was terrible. It
yeah.
ruined the ending of the movie for me.
Oh, it was definitely a downer. It's a downer ending. It's a downer because you feel really bad. He's like
explaining things and then he's like,
yeah.
And some of them have just started to talk again. And then that was it. Credits rolled.
I mean, yeah.
He wasn't even done with his sentence. Like it was so weird.
It was dark.
It didn't make any sense. I mean, yeah. It was like, that's it. So then everyone in my theater stayed because we were like, that can't be it.
Well, this is
and then we all kind of got up and were like, oh, I guess that's it. And like walked out just feeling very like,
you feel like down. It's a downer. Yeah.
I didn't feel down. I felt confused. I was like, where's the rest of that sentence? Where was the end? It didn't feel like an ending.
Well, like,
it felt like they just stopped the movie.
My thought in that moment was like, well, they don't want to tell us everything because then that leaves it open to like.
They're gonna make a fucking. I know, but see, that pisses me off. Yeah. Don't make a movie assuming it's gonna be a sequel.
Right.
I don't think
the landing, like Rob said. I think they are.
Oh, I think everything I'm hearing, they're doing a prequel and they're going to do Gladys.
Prequel.
That's what I've been hearing.
That'd be cool.
Because I do want to know what about her. Yeah.
I know. Like how she came to be.
Talked about yet was the fact that like what you see these flashbacks of, like Alex, who's the lone survivor. He's like continually picked on by a lot of kids, including Josh Brolin's son's character,
especially by him.
Like yeah, and so. In my opinion, like, so when you see Alex break the stick and then they go after Gladys and kill her, he doesn't drop the stick into the bowl of water. I think technically all of the kids in his class are still under his spell, under his control.
Oh, shit.
So I think he never puts the stick in the water. So
he doesn't know any better, I guess.
He might be keeping some of the bullies like in check.
You think he did it on purpose?
Maybe. That would be a crazy dark twist.
Oh my God, Greg.
Why some of the kids haven't gotten the speech back is he's getting back at them.
Wow, that'd be fucking crazy, dude. Wow. Man, he shows up in like the sequel and he's wearing her wig and shit. Yeah. I watched that movie. All right. We got it. We did the movie. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's been like a 2-hour recording.
Yeah. I mean, these type of movies. This movie, these movies when they're like broken up like that, and there's crossovers. It's a lot to go through, but
it was long. It wasn't even that the plot was intricate.
We hope we did it justice. Yeah, we hope we did it justice. We hope anybody listening to this, watching this, if you didn't watch the movie, we hope we helped you understand it a bit more. I don't know. So where are we at? Are we at ratings now? Ratings?
Hot dogs? What are we looking at?
Yeah, definitely. How many hot dogs? One more little bite for me here. Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
There we go. One more bite for me. Okay. All right. How many hot dogs are you giving this movie? How did you prepare them?
Oh my gosh.
What do you think, Greg? Where you at in this movie?
Oh my god, why am I going first? Okay, you guys are absolutely gonna hate me for this. I'm giving this a 5 hot dogs out of 5.
Oh
Wait,
my God.
5? Oh, perfect. Perfect, Greg. Perfect.
Yeah. Like
No.
the stuff that like the gripes that we've shared here in this pod, like I'll give it a pass. Like I loved so much of this movie, like the non-linear, the chapter style storytelling, like where each of these perspectives adds like this like puzzle type, like aspect to like you get closer to the core of the mystery where they add where Carter's adding like the humor to like as a release valve to the tension of the horror, like visually, tonally, like this movie freaking thrives. Like I will stick to my guns, Laura, and say like this was the best time in the theater that I've had since Paranormal. Like,
yeah,
like, and the cool thing is too is like I've heard Cracker say that like he doesn't want to tell anybody what this movie's about, which I love. It's like very David Lynch.
Oh no, you had to go in blind. Yeah, if you didn't go in blind, I think this movie would not have.
Yeah, you don't want to make some assumptions, like, and you don't want people telling you like what it's about or like the plot. But I love that people come away with like their own meaning. Like, what does it mean to be a weapon? It's not just clever wordplay, but there's like deeper thoughts about it. It's like open ended, and on it, just I don't know that as much as I didn't like that last part, Rob, like about it being too goofy, the very Scooby Doo-ish. Like I'm giving that a freaking pass. 5 out of 5 hot dogs for me. And I've said it for very few movies.
And how are you preparing them, man? You grilling them hot dogs? You put them on a skewer?
I'm like chopping them in half and like boiling them. I want that hot dog flavored water. I want Limp Bizkit hot dogs here.
You're gonna drink the water, put it in a bowl with some sticks in it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll go next because I'm similar to Greg. Like I would be right there with you, dude. 5 perfect movie if it wasn't for the end comedic bit to me, which I didn't really care for. So for me, that like it really ruined kind of like the movie-ish for me. Oh man,
it's almost perfect. It ruined the whole movie, but it's basically
like I said, it's the ending. It's the ending of a movie. It's the last thing you see. It's the climax. Like it's a big part of the movie is the end.
Yeah,
like 50% of the movie. You know, so like if it was for that, I'd give it a perfect 5. But because the end, I really didn't care for it. I probably would go 3.5. It really fucking. I've watched it twice now, and every time it just doesn't work for me at the end. So I'd say 3.5. 3.5 hot dogs. Throw them in the microwave. You're good to go. There you go. Where you at, Laura? Where you at?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it again. I think that they showed us too much of certain people's storylines that I didn't think mattered. And then they didn't show us maybe enough. Like they could have used that either towards Gladys, or what I would have preferred was stories of people that were more connected to the kids, like I said. Yeah, and like I've already said this, and Greg, you said it too, but like if they had focused on an area of like trauma for all of those storylines, like you said, like Justine had the alcoholism and so on and so forth, I think that would have been really neat to do that. The Gladys thing, okay. So here's my big thing. You guys know I do this, and it's not great, but I compare. I like to take movies from like the same director, compare them, or something that's similar, or sequels, whatever.
That's fair.
I can't help but compare this to Barbarian because I read something somewhere. This is really mean, but I read something somewhere that someone was like, I don't feel like this director can land a third act. And the thing is that they were talking about Barbarian. I loved Barbarian. I could see why people think that, but for some reason for me, starting off very serious and then going into that goofy story, it worked for me that time. This time, I feel like he did the exact same thing. He started off really serious. I mean, I truly thought these kids were like gone. I thought it was something more realistic, I think, than like a witch. And then Gladys is goofy. So he kind of followed the same formula he did with Barbarian. It didn't work as well for me this time. I think Barbarian's better. And so...
I agree.
Yeah. And then, similar to you... The last like few seconds of this movie where he just ended on that weird half sentence, it really pissed me off for some reason. And that's not good to leave the theater upset. Like,
oh no,
what?
Never.
It feels like something's missing. Yeah. But I will say, since I saw it that one time in theaters, I've thought a lot about it. And the fact that I keep thinking about it, and I keep thinking about Gladys, and I just keep thinking about how this is unlike anything I've ever seen before, I've started to like it more since I saw it in theaters.
Have you watched it
And
again?
I was
Did you watch
excited to tell you guys that tonight. But
Have you
No.
watched it more than
Surprising.
once? You've only watched it
Nope.
once?
yeah,
Wow.
well, it's not streaming, so
Oh, well. Wink, wink. Yeah, wink, wink.
yeah.
That's interesting. So you
So,
basically just let it simmer for a little bit.
I let it simmer. Yeah, because I think when my husband and I left, and the whole theater, we all were like quiet in a bad way, like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. But since then, like I still have my gripes, obviously. Anyway, I'm giving it a 3.
3? Okay. All right. I definitely would say, like, yeah, once it does become on streaming for you, Laura, like, check it out again maybe and see.
That's your feedback for me every single movie.
It is.
Hey, you've only watched it once. Watch it 18 more times.
No, you got. I feel like almost 80% of movies you need to watch at least twice. There's just like there's so much stuff you don't pick up the first time, and so like the second time you watch it, you see like all the little things that connect, and you're like you like it more because you're like, oh, I didn't notice that the first time. This is super cool. This connects to this. Whatever.
It's
so
true.
Like,
I've watched Sinners like 10 times now, and I love it.
Oh,
5 out of 5.
Oh, so you do have a caveat from the Sinners episode of like, because you did like a 4 or 4.5, and I said like,
I did like
if
a
you watch
4.5.
it again,
It was almost perfect.
yeah, and I said if you watch it again, it's gonna bump it up, right? So perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. There we go.
Love it.
All right.
Comfort
Sweet.
movie. Put it on all the time.
Nice.
Love it.
Got that coos going. Sweet. I love it. Nice, dude.
Okie dokie then.
All right. We're gonna end it there. We're gonna end it there on a coos. Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wanna wrap it up, Laura.
Oh yeah. Wait, hang on. Where's my
Come on, Laura. Come on, Laura. I don't edit video, so this is all staying in, Laura. Come on. What are you doing? You want me to eat another hot dog with the fill time? You want me to eat another hot dog to fill time?
Okay, that was Weapons, everyone. So subscribe, rate, review, grab your hot dogs, listen to our podcast everywhere you listen. Follow and contact us on Instagram and TikTok at Conjecturing Pod. Follow Rob. Rob, where you at?
Yeah, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram at the RL Rights. I got some cool stuff going on. Shooting a horror short film soon. So follow me on there for updates, stuff like that. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really funny. We're going to nail the third act, guys. We're going to do it. It's not going to be comedic at all. Yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, see you next time. Remember, horror is subjective, so conjecture away. See ya.
Bye. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.